game. Graphics right about now as well. Look at, oh, he jumps up. What's the pet called again?
The pet's name is Calder.
Calder.
An ancient Nordic word for cold.
So he's called Cold. She couldn't think of anything else to
He
call
is
him.
an ice elemental wolf himself.
But he's so pretty.
Yes.
Can we see that tier 2 skin? Can we see that skin? So what, let me see it. Oh, that looks pretty too. I like the dark atmosphere you've got with her in that one as well. So she's going to be a hunter, first of all, and she's looking at split push. You were talking to me earlier about potentially being able to be, you could look to split push with her.
She definitely has that potential. She has her pet with her, so she's can really hold up well in a fight 1 versus 1 versus a lot of gods. And she's going to be able to put out a lot of damage.
So she could be very good in 1v1s? Against all gods or certain situation gods?
She's much better against melee gods, and we'll see that as we go through her kit.
So pretty good against assassins?
She's very good at getting assassins away from her. Yes.
Okay, well, we'll get ourselves loaded into game in a moment, and we can actually have a look through her abilities as well. So at the moment between this god, we're going to see her come into the hunter role, first of all. She's going to have a pet with her as well. Now, talk to me a little bit about the pet, first of all, because I guess that's one of the main big things in this kit that's new.
Right. So the pet is going to be part of her passive ability.
Okay.
And being a passive, that means it can have an effect on all of her other abilities.
Right.
So all of the ways you'll be fighting with Scotty, you'll be using the pet in some way or another. It's going to be interacting with every single fight you have.
Okay, so how does the pet exactly work? Does it die, or does it revive, or is it always going to be there and you can't kill it? Because that's my worry as a player. Like, I've got to deal with 2 of the same, so it's like a 6v5. Or can you actually kill it?
Sometimes it will feel like that with Scotty, yes. But the pet can be injured. The pet can be killed. He's going to have a number of hit points. Those hit points can be damaged by every basic attack from gods and any abilities. He'll lose 1 hit point. When he loses all of his hit points, he's unable to be used until he regenerates them.
Does flu medication work against him?
I haven't tried it yet.
His name's Cold, so like
maybe. Yeah.
Cold and flu syrup.
We could try it.
Give it a go. See if there's someone in the game.
Definitely.
Hopefully we should be in game shortly to go over the abilities and show you all in game of this, as well as the voice pack. What kind of voice pack has it got?
Yeah, we can talk about her characterization a little bit. She's a little bit cold. She's very, very independent and strong.
Bit cold.
Yeah, very strong, a little distant.
Here we go.
She really loves her wolf, though, and you'll see her kind of crack that persona when she's hanging out with her wolf.
On the screen, what I see now is that she's basically just an auto attack. She's going to be firing spears.
She's throwing these ice spears that she summons anew for each throw.
That's amazing. And the pet seems to be just like standing around her. It's not actually interacting with her in any way at the moment. Is that just his passive mode?
Yes, this is his passive mode. He's not doing anything to control the wolf at this point.
Does anything happen to him while he's in passive mode at all?
So he can regenerate his hit points in this one. This is the key. This is what you need to do to heal your wolf back up between fights.
Well, let's bring up his passive. Bring up the passive first of all, and just have a look at the passive if we can. And you can see all the abilities actually going to be on your screen now. So we're going to give it the whole game away.
Yes.
Good job, Pompon.
Yeah, this is
he had
a lot
one
of
job. He's already given it all away. So there's the passive on your screen first of all.
So he has 5 hit points, as you can see indicated there, hovering above his head.
Yep.
His attack speed, which scales with Scotty's as the game goes on and as she buys items.
Oh, wow.
He has a slower attack speed because he can hit. He wanted him to hit hard, wanted you to feel it.
Okay.
So his attack speed's a little slower, but that will increase.
Right.
So he'll always attack once per 2 of Scotty's attacks.
And he's basically got health bar there. You can see he's 5 hit points. If a lane minion hits him, though, it takes 5 autos from them to kill it, to lose a health, right?
Yeah, so everything deals 1 hit point to him. Enemy god abilities or basic attacks hit.
Abilities as well as basics.
Abilities will hit him for 1 hit point.
Okay.
But lane minions specifically, not jungle minions, only lane minions will have to attack him a lot more times.
Okay, if a jungle minion, for example, hits him, will he take 1 health immediately?
1 hit point quick. He will die to lane minions quickly, or to jungle minions quickly.
So he can't jungle.
You have to be careful with him in the jungle. He can provide a lot of additional damage while Scotty takes...
It's too warm in the jungle for a cold to survive.
I guess so.
Because it's a jungle. You get it?
Yes.
You get it? I'm a genius. I'm so good
You are a
this.
genius.
I am. Thank you so much.
I'm honored to be here next to you.
You made this god and he looks amazing. Okay, next ability is Piercing Cold. The one?
Correct.
And what exactly does this do?
Piercing Cold is a ranged ice spear projectile. She throws this forward. And
Does it pierce?
It's going to pierce through gods and minions and go through as many targets as you want.
Okay.
It's going to deal damage and have a pretty potent slow on it that scales up on rank.
It's got a pretty decent cooldown on that as well. Now, is there anything that happens to Calder because of this?
Right, so Calder deals double damage with his basic attacks. Double. To anyone afflicted by Piercing Cold.
Double? That seems a bit strong.
So Piercing Cold is really good for catching up to gods, slowing them down so you can start fighting them. Or if you happen to catch someone really off guard and get Calder on them before they even know you're there, and then hit them with Piercing Cold, they're going to be in even more trouble.
Okay, so the second ability I can see here, it looked like we saw it. Oh, what? You just came back. Why did it come back?
Okay, yeah, Pon's using the second ability here to demonstrate.
Okay, so what does the 2 exactly?
Ability 2 is Rune of the Hunt.
Uh-huh.
This ability has a toggle timer and cooldown, so it has no cooldown or mana cost associated with using it.
So you can just recall it as many times as you want to?
Right. So you're going to you activate the ability. It's going to bring up a single targeter.
Right.
You're going to choose which target you want to send the wolf on, and then he'll go attack that target.
And you can see that being used right there. You can see the hit points are actually regenerating them, but down to 3 at the moment. And it'll go out, and depending on how much you rank this up, it changes extra effects, right?
Right. So as you rank this ability up, Calder's basic attack damage will increase, and he'll also gain some new attacks. So an important thing to mention is this ability can be used at rank 0. Even when you start the game and have no points in it, you can still use Calder to help clear.
So Calder is always with you, even if you don't put points into this.
Right. That we really wanted to make sure the wolf was a part of her combat all the time.
At rank 1, you get a dash attack, so it'll actually close the gap a bit quicker.
Right. So once you put a point into her ability 2, Calder will dash at enemies when he gets close to them, helping him close that little bit of gap at the end of his
I did notice as well that if he kills a target, he will automatically jump to a new target nearby, which is a really nice effect. I like that
So while he's toggled in the aggressive mode, in his beast form, he will attack targets. If he kills one, he'll find a new one and start attacking those.
And you can also see Calder kills heal him as well, so he actually gets a regen a bit on his passive meter.
Right. At rank 3, of this ability, he will, every last hit he gets on a god or a minion or jungle camp, he'll heal his own hit points for 2 hit points.
And finally, at rank 5, I can see Calder's attacks give Scotty 10% increased movement speed. So you can actually use that as a close to get in range, but also, I guess, as well for a defensive measure to get away from enemies.
Right. As you'll see when you start playing this god, centering Calder on a target can be something you have to react quickly to.
Yeah.
So once you get him on somebody, you're rewarded a little bit more for having him attacking a target by boosting Scotty's movement speed even more.
Yeah, makes that very, very well. Now, the third ability is something that I've been very, very excited for.
Yes.
For the longest time. It's a new form of CC.
Yes, it is.
Is the best way of describing this.
It's a very unique ability.
What's it called?
It's called Permafrost.
Okay, now what does it do?
So Permafrost creates this circle of ice on the ground. It just deals damage to minions and jungle minions.
Okay.
But if you use it on a god,
Yep.
as I'm going to take control of this Willix character here,
Okay.
so Pawn can use it on me.
Go on then.
As soon as I get hit by it, I start sliding forward.
Slide.
I cannot control my movement.
It's like a giant skid.
Whichever way I'm going, when the ice hits me, I'm locked to that direction.
You keep going?
You keep going.
So you can get pulled into tower range and die if you're on the tower edge? And
So this works a lot like Unsteady or Intoxicate, where I can use all of my attacks and abilities while I'm in the ice, but I can't control my movement.
So you keep going in that direction even, but like if you use like a CC immuno, you'll stand still to use it, I guess? Would that work?
Say again?
It's like if you're raw and you use your ult, would that stand you still?
Yes, if you use anything that allows you to move, you can get out of the abilities. So if I'm on Suku and I can leap out.
Okay.
So you can leap out. You can use leaps and dashes and self-roots to combat the slide.
And that actually gives a movement speed increase to Scotty as well, correct?
Right. So if Scotty drops it and runs around on it, she is faster while she's on this.
Okay. I really like this ability for trying to escape is going to be an interesting one because you can like run on it and juke back on yourself when they're trying to chase you and they can't stop themselves moving and they're coming after you.
Right. So this is why she's very good at getting rid of melee characters who are harassing her. If they jump on her too quickly and they don't know what her permafrost cooldown is, she drops that at her own feet, and they're going to have a lot of trouble attacking her.
Just constantly, that's going to be so much fun. I can see plenty of fun things happening at tower edges where people are trying to assault and a Scotty turns up to wreak havoc on their day.
Definitely, and there's a little bit of warm-up time there, so you can kind of prepare for it a little bit and, hope to plan where you're going to go.
I love that idea of that ability. It's
and the final feature of this ability is the bouncing. So if you get stuck on an ice slide and you run into a target, you can be bounced away. To be persisting on ice slide even longer.
So hold up a second. If that goes down and then a Bacchus intoxicates your whole team, you could play ping pong off each other for days.
You could.
That's amazing.
It would take quite a perfect team coordination to do so, but you could bounce a god in there and keep them there.
I like that. Okay, one quick check on that as well. With Odin Ring as an example. If you put an Odin Ring down and put Permafrost in it, will they ping around constantly inside like an ice rink?
It'll depend on the angles you hit, and if you get that perfectly centered in the Odin, which
technically could happen.
Which could happen, yeah, but you will bounce around, yes.
That's amazing. That sounds so much fun.
You will still be able to use, a leap to get out, though.
I'm really excited about that ability. That's going to be a lot of fun to play with, and I'm pretty sure people are having crazy ideas about what to do. You can actually, put a portal down, and then people fall through the portal.
You can Calder instantly gains back all of his hit points, and he can't lose any hit points in an ultimate form. to reach them.
Okay.
So they have time to basic attack him on his way there, which allows them to counter her a little bit more strongly.
Do you reckon we'll see her over in the dual lane at all, or maybe, you know, sorry, not just dual lane, but maybe in like solo lane or even mid potentially?
Actually, she could be very good by herself in a solo or mid role with it.
Yeah, especially against like melee, you know, warriors and assassins that you see.
Right.
A lot of
As a traditional ADC duo, she